Greetings, Earthlings. Sorry I've been a bit quiet the last couple of days. I've seen enough of back seats and buses for a while. But hey, just back to old Phuket town to get the old check-up on the eye surgery, and I'm pleased to announce Dr. thrilled, and I should get the final clear in about 4 weeks. But guess what? I can see you. It's amazing. So, and funny enough, better than I could before, and I only thought they were repairing a tear that had caused the blindness. But anyway, whatever. Amazing. I mean, stitches removed from your eyeballs. Not all that pleasant. But I tell you what, like, you can scoot across Asia, and look, I'm not plugging anything, but there's a new app called One2Go, and man, it just makes life so much easier, man. Like, from Koh Samui, it's one ticket on the spot through, as long as I can get to the Fantip office, here, which is, depending where you are on an island, it's not far. There's the ferry ticket, there's the bus stops at two little, the same. It's the same every time. Just local, I don't know, food huts where you can get, you get everything from, you get a really good bucket of fresh cantaloupe, pineapple, watermelon, 40 baht, 30 baht, $1.50, $2. You can get a coffee, you can get a pad thai, fried rice with any of, 7 or 8 dishes for anything from 40 to 60 baht, $3 or $4. It's amazing, that, I remember, like, I'm GenW. I didn't use my passport till I was 50. I had no fucking idea what the world was like. Australia was it, and it was the best. That was what I was told. Anyway, this is a real process for GenW, and the verdict is my wrap-up, where you get to after a 60-year cycle on the planet. And a lot of people have that cognitive dissonance where there's even absolute science facts presented them will not change their minds. And then that's okay, man. God works with each of us in our own ways. But I can tell you the verdict is that from a guy that was basically, at 18 and 80 years, everybody died. You just worked hard and died, and you're dead by 50. It's my family tree, man. It is. It's just an amazing piece to think there was nothing. But then you have your sense, your spiritual wake up, and then you find, you look into teachings beyond the Bible and the Buddhist texts and the Quran, and you find all sorts of things about history that we just weren't taught. It was a post today. Like, George Carlin was right. Like, we were smart enough to do everything we needed to do the paperwork and the build things before the robots could come. Like, I thought Terminator was science fiction. Oh, Jesus, this is insanity. But in saying that, my verdict has got to be over that post 60 years that, please, for the sake of yourself and your own growth, stay open to new truths. Don't think you know it all, because if you're not 60, you haven't been through the full karmic cycle. Are you dealing with death, relationships, immortality, the state of your body, the state of your health, your reliance on pharmaceuticals, your belief into program knowledge? It's got to all be open for question. Because one thing I will say, and I can give you a million examples, but just looking back, there's times in my life when, it was absolute tragedy, and it's multiple times. Broken hearts, family members dying. As I said, I went to 17 bloody funerals till I was 19, between 10 and 19. You know, it's just been, sorry, I get sidetracked like Billy Connolly, man. I'll get back around to it, and I've got to keep these under 10 minutes. But all I'm trying to say is that every time you look back, and every one of these bad things, job loss or, you know, broke, failed business or whatever, you'll always find, when you look back, you'll see the trail of you know, oh yeah, but that happened. But then I ended up there and I met them, and that led to that. Oh, and then I met them and them, and you get to see the weave in your life, you know, and you learn to drop the arrogance that you know it all. You know, the sauce will put you back in your box pretty quick. You know? Australians are pretty good at putting people back in their box. So that's one. So just have trust. You don't know it all. You don't, you know. And if it is happening and it keeps happening, you know, look at the simple, you know, the oldest teachings. I'm not giving you anything new here. The universal, you know, it'll bite you with a mosquito, and it'll drop a, you know, pebble on you, then it'll throw a rock at you, and then toss a brick at you, you know. And if you're still not learning the truth that's trying to come through, he'll drop a fucking house on you. You know? It's okay if he does. You just get to the other side and you put up your hand and you have another turn. Yeah. The older I get, the more I see the oneness and the connectedness. You know, and you see the continued programming that cycle uses. Like the world has been, you know, you see lists on Facebook now, from the 60s to now, every fucking 5 years, something's going to end the world. Y2K, this, planes are dropping out. No. You know, it is if you believe that's how it's going to be. But it's not how it is. There is a oneness. You've got to accept that. You know, that applies to understanding your body. You know, pharmaceuticals are very good at treating symptoms, not addressing causes. You know, you only have to be a study of the English language to know the word disease comes from two words: dis-ease, not at ease. When you're not at ease with the process of your life, it reflects in your body. You know, and in our day, we also got taught that the body would, you know, every now and then have a detoxifier. And that would, you know, it was common cold, and if it was if you've been particularly naughty, bad, eating shit, you know, and your vessel was clogged with rage, you know, like stress it creates cortisol. Cortisol is the most acidic thing you can put in the body. Like, what did Otto Warburg teach? You know, like cancer can't form in an alkaline cell. So you've got to get yourself in an alkaline state. Means alkaline foods. Get off the sugar, get off the acids. It's all quite simple, and you'll find, you know. And again, if it's your throat's inflamed, maybe you're not speaking your truth. You know, if your teeth are rotten, you're talking bullshit. Your back's sore, you're not feeling support. You know, your knees, it's not flexible. This is ancient. You know, teachings about the body. Stuff that I had no idea. But through all this, you know, I should be the most brainwashed. I told you, I've had 2 vaccines in my fucking life, and I'm approaching 800 full moons, and I'm on no medication. I can do more for my body walking this beach barefoot, you know, on 2 meals a day, locally prepared food, you know. And this is no millionaire lifestyle, man. Like, you can hop around Southeast Asia. Like, I don't know why the people with the fortunes, I don't know how much is enough, man, when you can just sell your house, you know, and just island hop forever on a fraction of the cost. It's amazing. Anyway, I've got to keep these under 10 minutes. I knew this would be a couple of parts of the verdict. But the first one we want you to think about is you don't know anything. Be open to new truths. Don't react to everything negatively. Perhaps it's a growth opportunity. Till next time. Peace.